What's up, guys? We have a new format, and that means it's time for a new hand trap tier list for the post-Justice Hunters, but pre-ban list situation where we still have kind of Ryzeal and Maliss at current power, but we also have Yummy and K9 Vanquished Soul coming up hot and are looking to take some space in tier 1. So it's going to be a very hard time to deck build and to figure out hand traps for this format because there's just so many decks that you have to deal with, and none of them seem to lose to the same hand traps. Like, you just have to play such a wide variety of hand traps if you want to play hand traps. And I think, like, you know, we have to sort it out. We have to go through this in a tier list and see what it's going to look like. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We have 5 tiers here. We have main, okay main option, must side, okay side option, and unplayable, aka there's like no space for this in the format. So let's go ahead and talk about how each of these hand traps kind of play out in the respective meta. All right, let's start with Ash Blossom. I think Ash is even better now than it was last format because it's better against Yummy and Vanquished Soul K9 than it was against Maliss and Ryzeal. So I think Ash is going to be up in the main deck section right now. You need Ash to try to combat cards like Obedient Schooled, which are complete blowouts. You also need Ash to stop like K9 combo on your own turn, or, you know, Holly C7 from deck. Like, Ash is just very good into those kind of decks. And it's like not awful into Maliss. You can Ash MTP sometimes, and you can Ash whatever else, terraforming maybe. But I think Ash Blossom is definitely one of the few main deck hand traps that are going into the format. Now let's talk about Ghost Spell. So Ghost Spell is very good into Yummy. It's pretty decent into Maliss, and it's crap into, well, it's okay into Mitsurugi too. You can hit the prayers, but it's pretty bad into the, it's okay into Vanquished Soul K9 just because it hits Lupus trying to come back. So, I mean, I think it's an okay main option just because it's so good into Yummy. And it's an Earth attribute for you Vanquished Soul players. And I think it's pretty versatile. Like, the trick to hand trapping in this format is like playing versatile hand traps because a lot of them are kind of suspicious. So, yeah, I think it's an okay main option. Bistiles. Looking at Bistiles from the perspective of just as a hand trap and not like, oh, it helps my Maliss deck or it's an attribute for my Vanquished Soul deck. Kind of just like overall Bistiles as a hand trap this format. I think it's like not that wonderful. It's like whatever into Mitsu. It's bad into Ryzeal. It's bad into Maliss. It's like playable into Maliss, but it's not wonderful. It doesn't do really anything to Vanquished Soul K9, which is terrible. And it's like decent into Yummy, but like it's not great. So I think like if you want to play Bistiles, or if you have some kind of abundance of light and dark decks at your locals, like you can play it. But Bistiles I don't think are going to be that great right now. Contact C, it's okay. No, it's not really great. Like pretty much everyone's just going to be playing SP in their extra deck, like Vanquished Soul and Yummy, and like doesn't do anything to Maliss. I think this card is unplayable. DD Crow is like, it's an okay side option, like whatever. It hits K9 Lupus pretty good. It's decent in the Yummy matchup because you can Crow one of the synchro like tag out targets. Against Maliss it's crap. Against Mitsu it's decent. So I mean, it's okay. Let's talk about the Psyframe cards now. I think these are okay side options as well. Like, they're obviously very good, but you have to be playing a specific deck where you can fit these in. And like, I'm not going to say you must side here. I'm just going to redefine this as like good side option. And actually I am going to put these up in here. Like, they're pretty good into most matchups. Gamma and the Delta can hit Obedient Schooled. You need as many Obedient Schooled cards as you can fit a lot of the time. So I think this card's going to be pretty good. Except Delta is pretty bad into Vanquished Soul K9. So you don't want to be playing that card or siding in these cards there. Gamma is good, but like, you can't put in Gamma and Delta against Vanquished Soul. It's not good enough. Droll and Lockbird. So Droll is one of the 4 hand traps that's been mained all over the place for the last 3 months because it hits Ryzeal, Mitsu, and other than that, like, you're gonna lose if you don't have Droll, it feels like. But Droll is bad into Yummy, it's bad into Vanquish Soul K9, or it's not bad, but like it's just not good enough to like be forced to play it. So Droll is between an okay main option and a good side option. You need Droll somewhere in your deck because you have to have something to stop the FTK decks. And by FTK, I mean the decks that are going to hand loop you with Ouroboros, the decks that are going to just go full Ryzeal combo on you, the decks that are going to search Protoss on you. Like, there's so much of that toxic crap in the meta right now, you have to have Droll somewhere. So it's either in the main as like a whatever card or like a really good side card. I think I'm going to put it right here. Phantasme, I think is kind of in this similar spot, not for the same reason. I think you can main Phantasme. Yummy's going to link. Let's see. Yummy will link. Vanquish Soul K9 will link. Maliss will link, but not Mitsu Ryzeal necessarily. So, like, it depends how common Mitsu Rise remains. I think it's going to be a good side option for now. I don't think you can really main this card. Okay, Chaos Hunter is like an okay side option depending on how Maliss is, but it's just one of those Maliss cards. Let's talk about Lancia as well. It's a good side option right next to Droll. I consider Lancia kind of the same as Droll, or I'll say it this way, I consider Droll the same as what Lancia has been for the last 6 months, where it's a card that completely blows out a matchup and you need to play it or else you're going to lose that matchup, and it just sits in your side deck because it's only good there. That's exactly what Droll has become. You need it there for any Ryzeal matchups. It's really good against those, but it sits in your side because that's all it does. So yeah, I think Droll and Lancia are in the same boat now. Imperm. Man, Imperm's not really that good. I don't think it's like, it's solid into Yummy. It's like whatever into Vanquish Soul. It's kind of bad into Vanquish Soul, honestly. It's kind of bad into Maliss. It's kind of bad. It's okay into Ryzeal. But against Mitsurugi, it's crap. So I think it's an okay main option, kind of near the bottom. Mourner is the same but worse, or the same situation but worse. So we're going to put Mourner down there. And Valor, while we're at it, I'm going to also put in unplayable. It's just not good enough into Yummy and into Vanquish Soul, and therefore we're gonna drop it down. I don't think it's good at all. Valor's probably better than Mourner, or like it could be up here, but if you're playing like 6 negation traps, like I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, the first 3 I'm gonna play are Imperm, and then the next 3 are Valor. I don't think I'm ever playing 6. Perulia. Let's talk about the Charmies now. Perulia, I think, is a main deck card for sure. It's just very good into the Vanquish Soul K9 deck, so you have to kind of play it. It's playable against every other deck. Ryzeal, it's very good. Maliss, it's playable. It's like decent. It'll stop their full board. And then Yummy, you'll probably get a draw or 2. So I think it's a main deck card there. Fualos is it's either here or here. Fualos not good into Vanquish Soul K9. Fualos also not great into the Yummy deck. Like, you'll get 1 or 2 draws, and then they'll just set up a board like that. Very good into Maliss and Ryzeal, as you know. So I think because Ryzeal and Maliss are still here, I'm gonna keep Fualos in the main deck, like it has been. But once Ryzeal and Maliss go away, it's gonna go down here or into the side deck, honestly. Meowls is just an okay side option. It's not good into Vanquish Soul, it's not good into Yummy, and therefore, like, it's still only serving a purpose against Maliss, really. And we weren't siding Meowls last format for Maliss, so I think, like, it's still right here. Ogre. Okay, I actually like Ghost Ogre a lot. I'm a big Ogre fan here, because it hits Vanquish Soul pretty good. You hit the field spell, or you hit the K9 Lupus effect to Xyz, and that will out it for the whole game. So that's pretty good. And then it's like okay into Yummy, it's okay into Maliss, it's okay into Ryzeal. So I really like Ogre. You can even put it here. I think it's like around here. I would consider maining Ogre going forward. And the other good thing is that it's good on both turns, like your turn and your opponent's turn, against Vanquish Soul and against Yummy. So that's another nice part. Purge. Okay, so the Dominus cards are kind of weird. Like, if you can play them, obviously you're probably gonna be tempted to play them, and therefore, like if you're playing Board Breaker Yummy with no other hand traps, no like monster hand traps to play around K9, like you're gonna main Purge. But like, is it good? Is it that good? I don't think it's that good. You know, it's like an okay main option, but if your deck plays it, then you kind of are forced into it a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna put Purge here. This is kind of like the relative quality of how good it is. I would probably put it under Imperm, honestly, but yeah, I don't think Purge is hitting anything that great where I'm like raving about it. But it is a trap card hand trap, which is especially valuable in this format, and that's why it's up here. Let's talk about the other Dominus cards. I think Impulse is a must main if you're playing an Impulse deck. Impulse is so good against every deck. It hits Obedient Scold against Yummy. It hits the K9 cards and the Vanquish Soul cards against Vanquish Soul. It hits the Malice names. It hits the Mitsurugi cards. Like, you have to play Impulse if your deck can support it. Songs of the Dominator is kind of similar to Purge. It's probably better than Imperm, actually, because it can hit the... It can't be dodged as easily, so we're gonna put it here, and if your deck can play it, like you should. But yeah. Okay, Reaper. There's no. There's too many decks in the format. It's unplayable. Shifter. Let's see. Into Yummy, it's pretty good. Into Vanquish Soul, it's bad. Into Mitsu, it's bad. Into Malice, it's bad. So honestly, it's like an okay side option as a blowout against the Yummy deck. Let's see, Skullmeister, terrible into Yummy, terrible into Vanquish Soul. Like, it hits Lupus and K9, that's about it. And then bad in Malice, bad in Ryzeal. Well, it's okay against Mitsu, but it's still not good enough. Unplayable. Gizmek Uka, I don't know. I'm not going to think through Gizmek Uka. I'm going to assume it's unplayable. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Nibiru. I think Nibiru is a main deck hand trap now. I think it's pretty good in the Yummy and Vanquish Soul, especially if you pair it with other stuff. However, against the K9 strategy, they will have probably a negate for Nib, but if they don't, Nib is a blowout. So I like Nib in this format. I think it's going to be very popular, and therefore I'm going to put it up here in the top tier. We already ranked Magnamut. I don't know what it's doing here. Let's see. Cycle Readers. It hits 2 lights. It's like an okay side option. It's like as good as Ghost Spell into Yummy, I guess, technically, because you can Cycle Reader for 2 light monsters, so that's pretty okay. I'll put it there. Like, I'll give it a little benefit of the doubt. We'll put it like here and here. Alright, let's see. Retaliating Sea could be good into the Draco Tail matchup, but it's just not relevant enough. Token Collector, not relevant. Is anything even summoning tokens? Hornet Drones, that's it. So yeah. Izuna, okay, I'm not even gonna rank Izuna because, well, I guess I could. It's good. Like, you have to play 3 Izuna and a Lupus at minimum, and that'll set you up with a negate via Ripper or something else. I don't know. If you're playing a K9 deck, obviously you're playing Izuna, and if you're not playing a K9 deck, I would not. I'm just going to put it here. Like, you'll have to come back and listen to what I said about it to understand. Okay, so I would rather just not rank it. Okay, that's going to wrap up my tier list for now. I think Perulia, Ash, Impulse, and Nib are your best hand traps, and Fualos is still going to be up there until Ryzeal and Malice go away. And once they go away, Fualos is going to go in the side deck. And then we have okay main options as well with Bell, Ogre, Dominators, Imperm, and Purge. And then our side options are Droll, Lancia, Phantasmate, and Psyframes. And then you can side Bistiles or Crow or Meowls if you want to for specific matchups. But generally, this is what I'm looking at going into this format with Ryzeal, Malice, Vanquish Soul, and Yummy. We'll see how long this format lasts until at least Worlds where we get a ban list. So, yep. That's my tier list for hand traps. Let me know in the comments below what you think, or if I'm totally off on something. I want to know about it in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.